Hi everybody, my name is Brad Grunch. I'm a captain in the Canadian Armed Forces. I've been serving for 22 years now, and now I train cadets ages 12 to 20 years old in the Army Cadet program. I've had a pretty good career, got to do a lot of different things so far, and I'm sure there's many more things that I'm going to get to do in the future. So if you have any questions at the end, I'll answer anything that you have. I'd like to thank the OPTIMIST Club for asking me out today, as well as Storytelling Books here. This is a great event that they put on for young people to kind of come out and ask questions if they have any of it, and an opportunity to have me read a book to you guys. So I'm going to read this to you right now. It's called Where the Poppies Now Grow by Hillary Robinson and Martin Implay. This is the fields where the poppies now grow. These are the children who like to play out in the field where the poppies now grow. This is Ben and his best friend Ray, who are two of the children that like to play out in the fields where the poppies now grow. These are the trenches used to cover. They hide from the enemy and each other. Built by Ben and his best friend Ray, who are two of the children that like to play out in the field where the poppies now grow. This is the makeshift aerodrome with barricades of sand and stone that shield the trenches used for cover to hide from the enemy and each other. Built by Ben and his best friend Ray, who are two of the children that like to play out in the field where the poppies now grow. These are the armies joined up by men like Ray and his old friend Ben, who march by the makeshift aerodrome with barricades of sand and stone that shield the trenches used for cover to hide from the enemy and each other. Built by Ben and his best friend Ray, who are two of the children that likes to play out in the field where the poppies now grow. This is the battlefield, barren and stark, a stage for a war, dangerous and dark. To be charged by enemies joined up by men like Ray and his old friend Ben, who march by the makeshift aerodrome with barricades of sand and stone that shield the trenches used for cover to hide from the enemy and each other. Built by Ben and his best friend Ray, who are two of the children who like to play out in the fields where the poppies now grow. This is a soldier, injured and hurt, left to die in the cold and the dirt. Out on the battlefield, barren and stark, that staged a war dangerous and dark. Charged on by armies joined up by men like Ray and his old friend Ben, who marched by the makeshift aerodrome with barricades of sand and stone that shield the trenches used for cover to hide from the enemy and each other. Built by Ben and his best friend Ray, who are two of the children that liked to play out in the fields where the poppies now grow. This is a soldier, bold and brave, who risked his life in order to save another soldier, injured and hurt, left to die in the cold and the dirt. Out on the battlefield, barren and stark, that staged a war dangerous and dark. Charged on the enemies, joined up by men like Ray and his old friend Ben, who marched by the makeshift aerodrome with barricades of sand and stone that shield the trenches used for cover to hide from the enemy and each other. Built by Ben and his best friend Ray, who are two of the children that like to play out in the field where the poppies now grow. Ben was the soldier Ray found. Ben was the soldier Ray found, lying alone on the battleground. Ray was a soldier, bold and brave, who risked his life in order to save another soldier, injured and hurt, left to die in the cold and the dirt. Out on the battlefield, barren and stark, that staged a war dangerous and dark. Charged on by enemies, joined up by men like Ray and his old friend Ben, who marked by the makeshift aerodrome with barricades of sand and stone that shielded the trenches used for cover to hide from the enemy and each other. Built by Ben and his best friend Ray, who are two of the children that like to play out in the battlefield where the poppies now grow. was a good book. So in the military, I'm a trained basic parachutist. I also run a charity in the United States. I perform at air shows in Canada, US, and over in Europe. We jump from World War II C-47 aircrafts, dressed up in the period uniform. And I brought some of the gear here. This is the same stuff that we use in the Canadian Army as well. This here is a troop parachute. So this is what we jump with when we're doing any of the training. It's a round parachute. It kind of takes you wherever the wind is blowing. And we jump from altitudes at around 700 or 800 feet with this thing. So we're really low to the ground. For training, we jump at 1,200 feet. But if there's any situation where we need to get in on the ground fast, we can go down to 700 feet. And that'll still give us enough time if there is any issue to pull our reserve parachute, which is on our bellies here. And if there's an issue, we just pull the handle and the reserve parachute pops out. So how this thing works is, you're hooked up to the airplane with your static line. And when you jump out of the airplane, this whole static line stays with the airplane on the cable. And your parachute's packed into this little bag. So this will stretch all the way out. And then your parachute's going to open up. Now this, you guys can feel what the parachute is and see how much stuff is actually packed into this little bag. So yeah, right? So that's the troop parachute there. So all of that gets stuffed into this little bag, which is inside this right here. So if you guys want to come up and feel it, and if you've got any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer anything too.
How heavy is it when you've got it all?
So this parachute's 35 pounds. This one's 12 pounds. When we do any of the jumping, we have about 120 pounds in a rucksack that's between our legs, and then plus our body weight.
Wow.
So we're going out with between 300 and 400 pounds.
Oh my goodness, wow. You don't really think of that when it's so light, right?
Yeah.
Like the material's so light, but yeah.
Have you had any scary?
I have one. So I do skydiving as well. So I do some of the flag jumps for the air shows. And on my third jump, when I was getting my qualification, my parachute didn't open. So it was the same type of system like this. It was a static line deployment. And the person who rigged up my parachute rigged it up wrong. So I jumped out and the thing just popped out, and there was no way for me to open my main. So when I opened up my reserve parachute, whatever was holding my main shut opened at the same time, and they tangled up with each other. And I kind of spun down, and I landed in front of the farmer that's plowing his fields. Scared the hell out of him. I was pretty scared myself,
Yeah,
but
yeah, really.
it was good.
Wow.
But
and you didn't get hurt or anything?
no, I was fine. Parachuting is very, very safe. I pack all my own parachutes now, so if anything goes wrong, it's my own fault. But as long as you're careful and they're made to open. So. Do you guys have any questions? No?
Can you talk about your medals?
Yeah. So this medal here is the Canadian Decoration. It's given to a soldier after 12 years of service, and then every 10 years after that, you get a bar put onto it. I'm due for my bar in about 4 months, so I've been in 22 years now. This one's the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. I got that for stuff that I do, citizenship as well as within the military, helping out doing different things. This is a silver medal for volunteers. The Governor General gave that to me for all the charities that I run. I run 3 different charities.
Nice.
The PIN's the Veterans Affairs Commendation. There's about only 1,000 people in Canada that's gotten that one for all the things that I do for the veterans out there right now. So.
Okay, nice.
And then the parachute is nice.
What are these ones on your shoulder?
That's my rank. So about 8 years ago, we went back to the British style ranks. They're called pips. So that's a captain. So if you have 1, you're a second lieutenant, 2, you're a lieutenant, 3, you're a captain, and then if you get a crown, you're a major. It just keeps going up.
Now, is that your goal to become a major?
No, I'm happy with just being a captain. I don't need to do anything else.
Too many responsibilities.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever looked back and said you would have done anything differently than?
No, I've had great opportunities with the military. I've gotten to go over to Holland to participate in the mega marches, which was pretty awesome. But everything that I've done with the military has been a great experience for me, so I wouldn't change anything that I've done there.
Now, did they pay for all your education?
I took a lot of courses through the military. They still do pay for all your education if you're an officer and you want to go that route. They'll pay for all your university.
That's excellent. That's a great way to see the world and get your education.
Absolutely, yeah.
Plus, you know, representing your country.
Yep. And opportunities that you probably never get just
Anywhere,
going to a
anything
university.
else.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, are you married and children, or? Are you
Well, I'm not married yet, but with common law, we've been together forever. To Stephanie, and she's got 3 children from our previous marriage, and then we have one together. I have a little 3-year-old boy.
No, cool. Very good.
Nice.
Yeah, he keeps me busy.
Yes, you do. And you do tend to do that.
Yeah. We'll come over here and pick it up and see how heavy it is. Here.
How many of these kids, you had the opportunity and the parachute to just jump out of a plane?
Grab from those 2 straps there and try to pick it up.
Would you jump out of a plane?
There you are.
Grab from those 2 guys there and try to pick it up. Got it?
Oh, pick it up, heavy it is.
It's heavy, eh?
Okay.
How about parents? If you had the opportunity to have a parachute, would you jump out of a plane?
No.
No? Yes, you two would?
No.
Hi, come on in. Are you here for story time?
No.
Okay, we'll come around this way.
It's heavy.
Was it heavy?
Heavy? Heavier than you backpack?
You gotta be strong.
Third, but you might see him trying to lift it up, talk your daddy
Got it?
around.
All your
Oh, use
muscles.
your muscles. Muscles. There you
That is so heavy. How are you ever gonna do that? You better eat some chicken.
Do we have any questions?
Wow, look at this.
You said you're the officer in charge for the cadet program?
Yes.
Which cadet program?
I run 2 here. I run the one in Tecumseh 11-12. Yes, it does. And I had the 28-28 one of the armories.
You have 10 that can on the top
10 on the top of what?
of your shoulder. 5 on both
Oh, I
sides.
got 3 on those sides. Oh, you're counting the button in that one? Then yes, I got 10.
What are the ages that you can start at the cadets?
For cadets, it's 12 years old, and when they turn 19, they age out. And then some of them decide at 16 to go on to the reserves. And then from there, you can join at 18 the regular course if you want to.
Everything is a lot different when I was younger and when he was younger.
A lot of things are different, yes.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys? No?
Can you think of a question
What was the coolest vehicle you ever got to drive?
Got to
in the
drive?
military?
I've been in those Tab V's that they have now. They're pretty interesting vehicles, but I still like the old Deltas. Had some fun in those back in the day.
Why do you use a parachute?
Because if you jump out of an airplane without a parachute, you have problems.
You don't want your body hitting.
Yeah, that would not be good.
How about the small one?
The little one, it's only 12 pounds. You can pick that one up if you want from here.
Wow, aren't you?
There you go.
That's the perfect one for you guys.
Right? Just don't pull the silver handle on the front, okay?
It would come out really fast. And
Yeah.
you won't want that, trust me.
That one's lighter, eh?
Whoa.
Wow.
It's like lifting a weight.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy.
Have you had the opportunity to go on the Joint Task Force training?
No, not really. The reserve units, they go and they do like a training unit or training exercise every year. The different reserve forces across Canada in Ontario.
So,
Is it heavy?
That hurt.
what is like, they're most,
Is that one better?
Okay, pass it back to your sister.
And do like the everyday stuff?
Thank you.
Training, more stuff in the summertime.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me out. I really appreciate it. appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Everybody want to say thank you, Brad, for serving for our freedom.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Aaron. Aaron's
He's a vet.
is a vet too.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Aaron.
Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for coming.
Please add and subscribe me and hit that notification bell for more updates.